Good morning, and my name is Dr. Raja. I represent the SEED Secretariat, which is a Prime Minister's Department initiative. Actually, SEED was formed in 2012, primarily to look at Indian entrepreneur development story. And one of the models that we used in 2012 was actually the Traju model, which was in February 2011. So we wanted to form a unit which is akin to Traju, primarily focused on Indian entrepreneurial development, and something that the PM agreed to do and said there is an unmet need and this must be done for that particular year. And moving forward, SEED has actually been established as a strategic intervention unit as a government's delivery partner to look at government policies, programs and funding opportunities for Indian entrepreneurs, both from a micro business perspective and also an SME perspective. And I think as we have moved forward in the last 4 years, we have not only looked at the funding facilitation being one of the primary focuses of SEED, but we have also moved on to other things like capacity building programs and strategic sector interventions. And some of these initiatives have been extremely successful because despite the funding that we have facilitated, which is close to $1.2 billion to about 28,000 Indian entrepreneurs coming from various sectors, both micro businesses and SMEs, over the last 4.5 years, we have also made a lot of leapfrog improvements in terms of capacity building, and primarily this has been targeted towards the micro businesses, because to give you a number, there are about 91% of all Malaysian Indian businesses that exist in this country are micro businesses. But if you look at the national average, there's only 77%. So there are a larger number of Indian businesses which are micro compared to other national average businesses. And this strategic intervention in terms of capacity building programs, it has been very successful because we have not only found empirical evidence to show that if you couple a capacity building program towards a funding program, like we have done it in Amanai Care very recently. We're doing a pilot project in 3 sites, Teluk Intan, Kepong and Selayang. In these 3 areas, we have found on average there is a 60% increase in terms of the actual income if you look at programs despite the capacity building. So which means if you couple both funding and capacity building programs into one for micro businesses, there is a definitive improvement in terms of their income increment, and this will lead us to roll out this in a much larger program. And for 2017, we have taken a view that this will be rolled out to a much larger segment of the Indian community. Primarily, we are looking at 25 locations to about 5,000 entrepreneurs to have benefited from the system next year. We're running 9 parallel programs over 10 months period. We're calling it the Lead Entrepreneurship Aspiration Program. And LEAP is basically going to be the capacity building program for the micro business Indian community for 2017. And this target is primarily looking at both women and also young entrepreneurs. And I think SEED has also taken the view that the EPU have done quite a number of work, and to actually look at not only young entrepreneurs but also young enterprises. Young enterprises primarily means startup companies, and young entrepreneurs means in our age group we're using 40 as a cutoff point. So this too will determine a very large segment of the group that the government intends to reach out. And I think as a strategic intervention unit, SEED, Traju, SAVE and all other government initiatives in the last 4 or 5 years have actually made huge incremental inroads into the national economic development sectors.